Hello, 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 and welcome to the No Faces Comic Chat. I'm your host, Bub, and with me, as always, the one, the only, well, they used to be two or three of them, but he kicked them all the others out of the nest, Metarog.
Well, welcome, boys and ghouls, to this very special Monday night horror show. How's that?
That was horrible.
That's what I was going for.
Oh, great job, great job, great job. DS can't make it tonight. File your complaints in the Metarog department. He's working, even though nobody else is. And, it's funny. Every time he hires someone, it takes him just a couple of days to quit on them. Isn't that odd, Roger?
I tell you, we have to look for a common denominator there. I tell you, I don't know.
I know. It would seem like he's such an easygoing guy to work with.
We love him to death. We wouldn't change him one bit.
No, we wouldn't. All right. Well, waiting in the wings already. We had Brett Bottomley looking for his $20. Las Cruces is here as well. Jambo Comics has made the stream. The Jackson Roy Kirk is here. He put up another one of those fantastical Star Trek videos. You know about those, Roger. You like those, don't you? Everybody likes those. Jambo had a haul recently, too. Unruly Simeon's in the house, being as unruly as ever. I think that is his 5th logo change this year, and it's my favorite thus far. Let's see. We got Metarog's here. We can't shake him. Oh, it's what's I'm composing. I was decomposing because it's Holla My Weenie time. We got I Love Disney and Comics saying, hey, everybody. The comic generals in the house. We salute you, sir. Yes, it has started. Morris Bad Dad 320 is here. He's rolling the doobie and waiting for the show to start using those gatefold covers. That's what we use them for. Everybody's waiting. Compose. Oh my goodness. No, it's the opposite of that. Sorry there. Actually, I was getting dressed up in my Halloween gear. I was putting on my 2021 Halloween outfit, and then I realized nobody was going to be able to see me anyway. So I took it off. Agu Rhythms showing the creepy eyes. Good to have you. I tell you what, because I was running late, I'd be happy to help you a little bit. Look at that. We're squeezing this show in at the last minute. That takes a lot of concentration. My goodness. Yep. All right. Let's see.
Amazing cuts there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Kevin Taylor's in the house. Boy, you need to go to bed, buddy. It's late where you're at, I think. Yeah. BUB'S throwing out knowledge today. Yes. Hialeah said, I'm never right, but once in a while, he was glad to be there for when I said something he actually agreed with. We appreciate that. James Gallegos is in the house as well. Oh my goodness. We got to get rolling. Wait, if you're out there and I didn't say hello to you, drop a quarter in the bucket and let it be known you're here. Also a special shout out to one of the two brothers, although we don't know which brother it was really. It could have been Dustin or Dustin's brother. So, but they shared the video. So maybe if any of you are here because they shared it, let me know. Otherwise, I don't think they probably did very much. But anyway, good to have you guys. Oh, look at that Agu Rhythm. He is here. Hey, Agu, good to have you. That's the first dollar we've had in a while. I think he's a big Jessica Rabbit fan, so we'll give him a little Jessica Rabbit with the bear rubbing on the branch there. There you go. Congratulations, Agu. Thank you for joining us and for you are the best part of Two Brothers Comics. And also, we're glad you're here as well. But you're definitely the best part of that channel. You're probably fourth on this one, but you're definitely the best part of that one. All right. So let's
wow.
I tell you, we do everything we can to keep the lights on here.
I tell you, I mean, that's you go far way above and beyond, but way up there, way out there.
Lots of people would like me to get far away. All right. So let's see. Let's through the magic of television, let's go ahead and zoom in a little closer on look at this. Whoa. All right. Can anybody guess what our theme is this evening? I really don't actually remember at all what I named the chat. That's what happens when I name it so early in the day. I can't remember what I named it. It's been a long day.
Oh man.
Do you remember what it was there, Roger?
Something with the horrible zombies or something. Something
Yeah,
like
tonight we're the horrible zombies. Wasn't that a band from the 60s?
The zombies were, yeah. I don't know about the horrible zombies.
I don't think they were very good. All right, so let's see.
Probably pretty horrible.
So I'm gonna run a theme to my stream tonight because I know Roger, aren't you gonna do a big horror show sometime this week?
Yes, on Sunday night over on Night Tiger's channel, but I'm not showing any comics today that I'll be showing there. So it'll be totally different show. Yeah.
So you're reserving yourself as well, huh?
Yes, I've held up some. I mean, there's some that I have here that they don't really fit the categories I was given, but they are still very, I think, very iconic Halloween type covers.
Nice. Well, I've decided to go with all one character pretty much, or one type of character, and see if you can figure out who that is. So I'll go ahead and go first and show the two I've got shining on the board. No, not you, Roger. Always stepping in front. There we go. Here we have, huh?
Oh, shucks.
Oh, shucks. Here we have two books that hopefully help you to realize what the theme that I'll be showing tonight is. There's one character in common with these two books. Who is it?
Give me a minute. I'll get it. Let's see. Well, let's see here. There's a full moon. There's a lady in red. Oh, you got me, bub. I don't know. I can't see any commonalities there.
Well, it's the woman in orange screaming. The orange-haired woman screaming in both photos. No, it's the wolf man. Everybody knows it's the look. I tricked you. The wolf man was hiding in the corner there behind old Hulky's rear end.
You old sly fox.
Although it could be an orange-haired woman screaming. I might be able to find that too. So there you go.
That would be DS. He would find that one to be.
I believe he would
for his likes. So
welcome.
So all werewolf today.
All werewolf tonight in some form. They take some different forms, but that's what I've. So here's one, Dead of Night with the great. I think it's a Lieber cover. I don't remember. Is that a Lieber cover?
The woman's face does look kind of like a Lieber face, but I'm not an expert on him, so I
felt like that
reserve judgment there.
I could be getting my wires crossed, but there you go. It's a great. I love it. And one of my favorite things about werewolf covers is that they always say something. Like, there's always some play on words about them changing. So it says, "Hurry, darling, please. It's the night of the full moon." And she's like rushing him away from clearly not the moon. I mean, the moon's over there, well, whatever. "We've got to get out of here before their werewolf strikes again." She's pushing the werewolf. And it's just so typical, werewolf beware. She's got no clue what's going on. She's pushing the werewolf. It's like, come on, like what? Like how soon did he change before she started pushing him? He's probably glad he's the werewolf. He probably gets to finally get rid of this lady. She never could cook worth a darn, and now he's just going to eat her.
I've seen that scene on the Abbott and Costello horror shows. That same.
I believe it. And then there's just the old smiling werewolf, because one thing the werewolf is, and that's happy to be a werewolf. So not when he's the man, but when he's a werewolf, he feels right in his element.
Good to know. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were so fulfilled. I didn't know that.
There you go. Jackson Roy Kirk scaring away orange women since 1964. All right, let's see. Let's see what else we got. Oh, I'll turn it over to you. Let's see what you've got facing the old camera.
All right. I figured I'd throw out some scary kind of locales, right? And this one on the right is really cool, I think, because you have so many different elements here, right? Let me point them out to you with my mini Louisville Slugger. You have the nice felt-lined coffin in this very mysterious and web-infested swamp. The huge moon in the background. You have this, ghoul of some sort. Perhaps he's one of those, gatekeepers to the nether realm. And then you have a buzzard on his shoulder. Just to And what's really cool about this cover, I don't know if you have this one or if you've seen this one, Bub.
I'm looking.
But this felt part here is very interesting. It almost looks like it's a three-dimensional image of felt. It's really stands out. I don't know what process they used, but maybe it's the contrast.
Like the red, the lining to the casket.
Right, exactly. It almost looks like you could rub it, and it's that material. It's just that impressive. So anyway, I just really think this cover is just spectacular.
It could be flocked. Have you touched it to see if it's flocked?
Well, you know what? Let me give it a rub here. But I don't think it is. I think it's all. No, it is not. I don't know if that's maybe like if they took a photo and they superimposed the art over it. It almost feels like that, but maybe somebody in the chat will have more information there.
Does anyone in the chat have any more information on this? Let us know in the chat below. All right, show a few more, Roger. You got us in the mood.
Over here is Witching Hour. That was, by the way, House of Mystery 205, which I think that's a Jack Sparling cover.
Says you.
Says me. Over here we have Witching Hour 34, and again, you have this big moon in the background, and that's sort of a giveaway, right? To focus your attention to that area. And then there's just this this boy here, in a rural, it could be Kentucky, perhaps, drinking out of a well. I don't know if you have a well in your backyard, Bub, but I do have a well here.
I actually am on well water here.
You are? Okay, cool.
Yep.
Cool. And then, of course, what's coming out of it but two gnarled and clawed amphibious, claw talons there, about to, drag him in perhaps, or just scare the bejeepers out of him. Just a nice little setup there, I thought.
Well, unless that guy's collecting bejeepers, I think he's looking to attack them.
Yeah, collecting bejeepers. That's a good one. I didn't think of this one. And this is one that I call like the ultimate Uber nightmare here, right? There's a Werewolf by Night like this one. I'm sure you remember.
Yes, I have it.
You have, yeah. Well, of course, I know you do because I've seen it. I have the whole set too. But again, you have the driver, and obviously here you see he has a taxi because there is a meter over here, and apparently whoever the fare is in the back has transformed into something akin to the Grinch on steroids, and he sees him through the rearview mirror, and look at the stogie there that is has come out of his mouth because he was so in shock over that. I just think that's part hilarious and scary at the same time. He's
probably going to catch the whole cab on fire.
That's right. Ultimate Uber nightmare there. And I'll end with this one. I'll give it over to you.
Okay.
This is a Wrightson cover, actually. House of Mystery 213. Back in the old days, we had the rabbit ears over here, and apparently his is always also connected to the exterior antenna. And you have these two very ghoulish, they're not gargoyles, I don't see any wings or anything like that, but there's two very ghoulish looking beings there.
Creepers. I call them creepers.
Creepers. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, creepers. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And so they've messed up the TV, as you can see, and so they're looking at the gentleman's reaction inside, and it looks to me like they're about to trespass in there and do something not nice to that gentleman. They apparently have some agenda against him. But again, a really nice Wrightson cover. These guys are so detailed, the musculature and notice the way the light is reflecting here against this gentleman here. Being. I just really love to sort of analyze these covers and the talent and the detail that these artists put into it, just to make it a little bit, give you a little bit of a kind of put you in that scenario, because a lot of us used to watch TV like this, and then when the TV antenna went, we would go out and start shimmying it. I don't think he should go out to fix this one myself.
No, that's probably what they're waiting on. They're tearing up the antenna, and then when he goes out to fix it, boom, they strike.
There you go. That's it. It's a setup. It's a trap.
A setup.
Yeah.
The old wiggle the antenna and strike them when they come out to fix it trick.
There you go. That no longer works, but it used to be that's how they got you out there.
That's right. Yes. Thank you, James Gallegos. I appreciate that. That rascally Roger, always looking for a change to pull up his chance to pull out his mini slugger. He does. At least he used the smaller end on us this time. Nope, the big end. Uh-oh. All right. Okay. I'll move a little bit. Here we have, oh, wait. Hold on, Roger. Don't take offense to this. Look out. Here we have a nice John Bolton cover with Tales of Terror. Tales of Terror.
Well, that's a very lupine-looking werewolf.
Yes, he is. Lou Fine, the artist. I didn't know Lou Fine looked that rough. Bless his little Lou Fine heart. All right. Here's that's John Bolton, not to be confused with what's that other guy's name? Michael Bolton.
Michael Bolton, yeah, the singer.
Yeah. So now I believe that's not a standard wolf. What do you think? I'm putting that in the werewolf department.
Yeah, that's more wolf than man for sure. Yeah.
That was one of those covers that it just scares me to look at it.
Yeah.
And so I had to buy it because the art was truly scary.
Yep.
I was like, man, that's actually a nice horror image. It's a haunting, scary werewolf face. And so I had to buy it, even though I'm glad I only take it out like once a month, or once a year. All right. And to go from the complete opposite of truly terrifying to, okay. We have Cap Wolf, part 4 of 6. So, yes, Kevin, I agree. That looks like the American Werewolf in London werewolf.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Rick Baker action there.
Yep, that's a good point.
Michael Bolton is from my hometown. Oh, boy.
Wow.
That's good. You ought to get them in collections for you there, Brett. I know some people owe you money in the community. Get him to take his, what did he play? Not a clarinet. Was it clarinet?
No, wasn't he just a singer, I thought? Michael Bolton?
Oh, yeah, I think you're right. He was a singer.
Yeah, I think it was just a singer.
Yeah, he took all the Motown songs and put that blue-eyed soul on it, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. That Cap Wolf story is pretty weird. It's they sort of all have you read it?
Actually, I have a confession. I collected the whole run, and it was the first Captain America story I ever read.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, obviously, I was aware of Captain America, and I, knew his general, persona and abilities, and I knew plenty about the character. Yeah. But I had never actually sat down and read an entire Cap story. But I knew that this story had Wolverine in it. Yep. So I was like, you know what? I'll read that one. And boy, is it bananas.
It's bizarre and a half. And that's one thing I was going to mention, that we didn't know that Wolverine had some kind of wolf in him, because he was attracted along with all the other wolf beings in the Marvel universe. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know if, I don't know if they gave that a lot of thought there, but that was one of those. That was one of those. We got to get Wolverine in there somehow. Where sales are tanking. Let's get him in there. And
so then we have a question. Weird. The question of the day is it canon?
I guess so, but
it's canon.
I guess so, but man, it was bonkers is right. Yeah.
All right. Let's see if I spelled that right. Spell it right.
I think it's one N when we're talking about canonical, but I could be wrong.
So just one N?
I think it's just one N. Yes, when we're talking about whether it's all
right. How's that?
Yeah, that's you got it. That's perfect. That's 100%.
Yeah. You can't give me that much rope to hang with.
I tell you, for a horror show, you hit it on the nose, man.
All right, good deal. All right, I'm passing it over to you. We're having too much fun with mine.
Oh yeah,
all right, what you got, brother?
Way too much fun with Cap Wolf and the shenanigans.
Hey, and to be fair, I really did enjoy that story.
Okay,
like, that was great. Yeah, I enjoyed that story. I thought it was good.
Great. All right, so I don't know. I just threw together some here that, like you said, that werewolf, that terror scared you. These are a couple that when I was a kid, I was like 12 or so when I picked these up, are ones that I kind of like, shuffled into the shoebox quicker rather than later, right? Because they kind of did, scare me. This one particularly, Gil Kane cover here, and very obviously it's Gil Kane because there's no teeth, it's just an agape mouth, right? And look, this lady here, this witch, really scared the bejeepers out of me. Really good detail on her, by the way. I mean, everything from these really, ultra gross fingernails.
Hold that up a little closer, because her face looks really ugly, but I can't tell how ugly.
It's ugly. I mean, it's ugly.
Oh man, the yellow eyes and everything. That's horrific.
That scared the bejeepers out of me. I mean, I didn't like girls for a month after I looked at this issue here, just because I thought, who knows what's really in their soul, so this scared the bejeepers out of me. I just think it's really good drawing there. I mean, as far as effectiveness of scaring the readers, I think that's pretty good. All right. And here we have Supernatural Thrillers 11. And again, the living mummy, but this one is on fire. So not only is he scary already, he's, lumbering and pretty much indestructible. Now he's also, a flame as well. And look at this guy over here. Look at his expression there. He's like, either I'm going to be burned up or I'm going to be crushed by this living mummy.
Yeah, he's in extreme peril.
Yes, extreme peril is right. And Frank Bruner cover here, by the way.
Oh yeah, really, I like me some Frank Bruner. Yeah,
his horror stuff is really good. I mean, and Doctor Strange is.
Jackson Roy Kirk wants to know if that's a Frank Cannon cover.
Frank Cannon cover.
I don't think that's a Frank Cannon cover.
Wasn't that a detective show back in the 70s?
I'm sure it was.
Yeah, I'm sure. Sure it was. Oh boy. So I'll be showing another one of these during the Sunday show, but this one is one that, again, it's kind of like when I was a kid, I put this away because it just really got to me. You know what I mean? Here's just a really fun one here. I mean, if you were watching MTV in the 80s, you saw the Thriller big premiere. It was a big to-do. Everybody was around their TV to see Michael Jackson turn into a zombie and the whole bit.
Oh yeah,
this is an homage to that. Dazzler and Chiller,
as opposed to Thriller.
As opposed to Thriller, which was one of the top-selling albums of all time. You music guys know more about that than I do, but man, back then...
It still is the top-selling album of all time.
Wow. I mean, I remember back then in school, everybody was like, did you get the Thriller album yet? I mean, literally, hundreds of people had that album in school. Wow, it was just so popular. But anyway, this is a cool Sienkiewicz cover here. Homage to that. Want me to do one more, or you want to go?
I'll take it. Okay. Look, Disney and Comics Steve over at Disney and Comics says, I recorded the Thriller premiere on VHS. And yes, he's that old. Well, it wasn't on Betamax. You're doing something right.
Yep.
It was a near miss, I'm sure.
I remember the greeny goodness. Yes, I do.
Russ is in the house. C. Woodard, Gore Vidal. Boy, we've got the all-stars are all starring out tonight. Yep, that's what I said. All right. Let's show you'll never guess who's going to be on the cover of this next magazine. The Wolfman. It says, a strange specter looms over a frightened countryside. Look, I don't think there's too many people in that country. Like, I got to tell you, it's like, it's like the rolling snowy hills of Romania. And there's the one school marm, and they've got dogs and wolves and the one horse, not even a Clydesdale. You know how cold that horse's ankles are right now? It's ridiculous. So I recently saw this book at one of them there conventions, and I almost bought a second copy of it, but I misread the label, and I thought that it was going to be like, I don't know, I think it was like $8 or something. Yeah. It was like $80, and it was in really nice condition. I was like, nope, I think I'll stick with my rag. I'm pretty sure I paid like $4 for this once upon a time. So I'm going to stick with, I had no idea this book had gotten so high. And
yeah, so all the Universal monsters have really taken off. The early Frankenstein, and of course, the Bela Lugosi Dracula. They've just it's obscene. Even like when they're kind of like not even really that character, but sort of associated, like knockoffs, things like that. Even though that weird superhero Frankenstein that they had in Dell and the whole bit is just, it's impossible to find. It's amazing to me.
Yeah, it's something how those things and not very easy to predict. That's why these speculators out there, I don't really get in for too much of that, but they're out there trying to guess their way into, I don't know, getting lucky, but if you just chase every rabbit, then you're going to have a crap ton of rabbits. And when the time comes, only one or two of them is going to be worth something. So it gets difficult, You have to really be more skilled than just picking up everything you see, I think. If it's more than just a personal copy. If it's a personal copy, go ahead, buy everything. I don't care. But if you're only buying it because you intend to sell it to someone else for more than you paid for it, that's a tough racket. So
agreed.
All right, let's see. Now we have Tomb Raider. This is actually Monster War number 2 of 4. And you say, Bubs, where's the there it is. Look at that werewolf.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's a good one, actually.
Yeah, like the eyes look like they're burning, Yeah. They're just burning from the moonlight. Is there any moonlight? No, that's a dude. I'm looking for the moons here. Anybody? There's a little bit of moonlight.
There's not a planetary moon there, but there are certainly slang moons, shall we say?
Yeah, I agree. Oh, there's the moon.
Where?
In the Wolfmen. In the trade dress.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I'll be okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
And they snuck in little Adam Hughes art too. Look at that. That's sneaky in the top corner.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I'll be.
All right. So clearly this werewolf is being affected by the moon glow aimed directly at him. I mean, it's not his fault. It's not his fault at all.
Oh boy.
So that's what I think. All right. So let's see. Look, Russ is happy. He's easy to please.
Oh, Russ.
Speaking of old Bill's Sanctum bitch, it's Moon Knight number 29. This has got to be an all-time great werewolf cover, huh?
Yep. That's
Sorry
one
for
of the
the
first
wrinkled
negative
bags,
space
folks.
covers. Too.
Not as young as I used to be. All right.
that bag's a little. It looks like one of mine.
Well, it's one of those faux it's a Mylite instead of a Mylar, and they're great. And actually, my entire collection is in these. But the dirty secret about them is that if you press them too hard into a box, they will wrinkle.
Ah, gotcha.
When they touch each other and lay for a while, they kind of absorb into each other and get a little warpy. Gotcha. So they will wrinkle. But most people don't come into that problem unless you're really stuffing your boxes. And I had my boxes stuffed for a while. I've had this for a long time. So
yeah, that's why you have your perennial purges.
Yep, to keep that from happening. And someday that'll get a new bag, but it ain't today. All right, while we're on the Moon Knight kick, we'll throw another one here.
Ooh.
Another
you got the
sinking dishes here.
You got that 666 in the back. I tell you, that's
actually it's 999s. It's an inverted cover.
Uh-huh.
If it makes you feel any better.
Didn't make me feel that bad. Don't worry.
Oh, look, Collecting Chaos is here to correct me because I do that on his channel daily. He says, stuff my I stuff my boxes. I've never had my Light wrinkle. All right. Well, these Lights are probably 4 or 5 years old. And they were crushed for about 3 of those years. whereas old Collecting Chaos takes his books out about every 6 days and shuffles through them and checks the centerfold, checks staple condition.
Yeah, he's
never
meticulous with those comics. Yeah,
it's the eternal My Light project he's got going on.
It is.
Go check out Collecting Chaos, a fine member of the community.
Great stuff,
and a great YouTube police member. We appreciate you.
But let me tell you that I bought some Atlas Seaboard off of him, and he's like, these are kind of my under copies. They were all gorgeous. I mean, absolutely stunning. So I was like,
I believe it.
Next time I need something, that's who I'm calling, because they were great condition.
Love it. He's got quite a collection.
Oh, you kidding me?
22,000 comics. How can you take them all out? Well, if they're doing hay rides in your neighborhood for the Halloween season, you could always load them on a tractor trailer and then ride with them for a little while and just enjoy the evening.
I'm sure that would be like his total nightmare right there.
Yeah.
To have those out of his, sphere of influence, as meticulous as he is with them. Oh man, forget it. That's like worst case scenario right there.
You take it to the movies. You can sit next to a short box at every movie you go to. And let it hold the popcorn so it feels important.
Oh my.
All right, let's see. All right, Roger, you're up, brother.
All right. Here we go. Here's a little EC action. This is actually one of the reprints from the 70s. I think it was a set of 12. And again, I love these. I love these ECs because the detail that they put in them, right? It's just amazing. You have this. Obviously, this is England, and you have this gentleman over here, receding hairline and just having an agape mouth with those teeth. That he is running scared. But this guy here with the top hat, oh my! You would think that would be the ghoul, right? Because you can tell he
looks rough.
I bet you he's having bowel movements here below the cover because, I mean, this guy is just scared out of his wits. And then, of course, you have I'm assuming zombie here, based on how the clothes are so ragged, and he is obviously he's just a bit on the degraded side.
Yeah. But he looks like he fits right in with the other two, honestly. Like they could have all came out of the same buggy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Really cool stuff here that EC did. Again, these are reprints because the originals are expensive and tough to find. But I just enjoy the story, so I don't mind having the reprints. Here, I was telling you about Doctor Strange, and this is a Plug cover. One
of my favorites.
Mine too, as you know. But you have the characters back here; they're nicely done. But look at this! Look at this hand here. Let me give you. Let me get a close up of this thing. Look at the middle finger there and that nail, like calling them towards. Come here. Come here.
Yeah.
And then you have all this slime coming off. Yeah. Again, the gnarled fingers. I mean, that there's something based on the size of that hand. That whatever's coming at them. And notice Doctor Strange is saying, "We're surely doomed."
Absolutely.
So
I like how he's holding them back. Like, what are they going to do? Were they really tempted to go wherever that claw was carrying? Like, come on.
Yeah. Notice he's saying this is hilarious, right? No, stand back, all of you. He who follows that beckoning hand is surely doomed. Where are they going to stand back? They're up against the wall.
Yeah. What a know-it-all.
I tell you,
Dr. Strange is. You give a guy a couple of letters after his name, and he thinks he's God.
Give him a cloak of levitation and a few spells, and boom, there.
Yeah.
This is one I believe this was sent to me by Unruly Simeon, if I remember correctly. And I absolutely love this issue. So much so that I picked out one of these stories to do for Gray Man's 31 Days of Halloween last year. So I did the voice. I did the voice of Chico Sanchez, and
I'm shocked.
and he was the one who faced death.
Oh my.
I love that story. I mean, this guy is like the bravado. He thought he had him. He thought he got him, and he didn't realize that all he did was give himself a worse fate than death, But anyway, love this cover with the big skull in the background. Obviously outlined moon here. This is the personification of death, and there's Chico Sanchez, quote, killing death, right? Which seems like an oxymoron, but it
seems difficult to do.
Right, but
seems like a lot of paperwork that's not going to get done.
It's not going to get stamped, right? But in the context of the story, it was really set up, So I thought there's more. This is one of those covers where you have to really read the story to appreciate it, But It's a beautiful, beautiful cover here. Beautiful color scheme, the swirling sand, the huge skull. I mean, just beautiful stuff.
Love it. Good stuff.
Here's one. I don't know if you have this one here.
I've never seen that one before.
Okay. Again, the expressions of the victims, or in this case, the doctor, right? This is obviously a spoof of The Bride of Frankenstein, right?
Right.
And here we have the same kind of classic pose for She-Hulk. Notice she has that fur vest. Obviously, there is a good amount of cleavage there, but oh well. And of course, those
good amount of what?
Cleavage.
Oh,
cleavage. Right. The part there that is cleaved between the breasts. It's called cleavage.
Yes, I believe the term is breastackles that you're hunting for there.
Okay. All right. And the eyes, obviously, looking, sort of looking past you in a sense. And of course, the lightning bolts and the different these different lines of power going into her. Again, just cool. But this guy's face, though, I mean, that's worth the price of admission right there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I love these things. Of course, She-Hulk, the whole series is just all lampoons and send-offs. So I had to get the whole series because it was just too cool for me to leave it there.
It's a fun series. The burn parts especially, I love.
Yeah, the burn had two parts. He had the beginning, and then kind of toward the end, he came back after he finished with some other projects.
Yeah.
All right, take it away, and I'll bring some up in a little bit.
All righty. We're going to keep some werewolf action going today with Werewolf by Night number 11, featuring a rare for this run anyway, change cover of the werewolf. So you get to see him turn from Jack Russell, all the way into the werewolf by night, as it turns out.
Cool. I love that transformation cover. That is one of my favorites.
So I wanted to show. I know, like we were talking about, got the whole run, but it's hard to pick out your favorites. But for a change, that one's pretty complete. So I like that.
Yeah, because it has 5, different levels of change there.
Yeah, you don't get that many usually.
No, usually you get 2, maybe 3, and here you have
4
5.
Tops. But here, folks, you get 5. Count them, 5 levels of change.
You get the whole hand here.
That's right, from bald to hairy in just 5 steps. And here we got kind of a frothy at the mouth werewolf crossing over to Spider-Woman. Look at that. And a bonus shot of old Lon Chaney in the corner, huh?
Ah.
See what I did there?
Nice.
2 werewolves for the price of 1.
Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, that's one of those that I when I first saw that on the stands, I was like, oh, I got to get this one, right? Because it looks like those are actually photos, right? Those are not drawn in the background, right?
Yeah, they're photos, and from my understanding, they were not authorized.
Oh, really?
Yes, that was my understanding. Is that these were not authorized, and they got in a little bit of trouble for them.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Yeah. They weren't recalled or anything, so they didn't make too many lists over it. But all right. And then, of course, if you're going to show some werewolf, You got to show the classic change. And how many panels you get here, Roger?
4.
That's right. Just 4.
Yeah.
And that's from the great Neil Adams. And you only get 4 panels.
Yeah, but that bottom one though is worth the price of admission there. I mean, that is really well done.
You know how to say that, don't you?
Arr!
The moon is so full and bright. It almost sounds like a Barry Manilow song. And I'm starting to change again, turning into your werewolf lover. Hey, girls. Night of the full moon, night of terror. Look at that.
At the Copacabana tonight.
Absolutely. All right, I'll take it. What? How many did I show? 1, 2, 3. I only showed 3. We'll give you 4. Here is one more for you folks here. Avert your eyes, children.
Ooh.
This one is Cave Woman Lichen Run #1. Limited edition, of course.
Lichen Run?
Lichen Run.
Are they cannons? Oh, boy. Oh, my.
Look at that.
Oh, my.
With the classically placed drool.
Well, I mean, I guess you can't really blame him for that, right?
No. He was trying to claim her as a bride. It's actually a fantastic story. And he's trying to claim her as a bride because she's the only one strong enough because, she has super strength.
Right.
So she's the only one strong enough, he feels, to carry on the bloodline and all this stuff. So he's trying to claim her as a bride in this whole issue.
Right. Well,
he sends out his whole army of werewolves to try and attack her. And she keeps destroying them. And so he decides he'll try his luck, but he fails and she gets away. So, and he decides he's going to rebuild his army and come after her again some other time. So
look at Jackson Rickirk's comment there.
The blue screen button. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my gosh, you guys are killing me, I tell you.
Good stuff.
I tell you. Wow.
All right, so let's see what else we got here. We got how many did I show? All right, that's good. I'm going to kick it over to you. All right. Go ahead.
All right. I too have a werewolf cover here to show you. I don't know if you have this one, but it is Chamber of Chills #7.
I do not have that one. I need that one. Give it to me. Wait, where is it? Do you have 6 downgraded copies?
No, I do not.
You have a 30-cent variant you're not using?
There's my one and only copy. This shouldn't be hard to find. I don't think it's expensive or anything like that. But it is part of my Chamber of Chills collection. I really like the horror comics that Marvel did that adapted stories instead of reprinted older stories, and this is one of them. And again, the werewolf is okay, right? I mean, he's got the ears there are kind of funky, almost like bat-like.
Right.
Yeah. But I just again, it's like the same thing with that lady pushing the werewolf, right? We got here. Weldon, where the devil are you hiding, Weldon? Get back here and help me track down that werewolf. Well, I don't think Weldon is going to be helping him anytime soon.
Nope.
Yeah. So that's a pretty cool one, I think. Now this is one, that this is actually a 30-cent variant, one for my 30-cent variant set, right? And Bub, yeah, probably you shave, right? I mean, you're not, I think a lot of some Japanese or Oriental guys don't have a lot of facial hair, but most of us here do, right?
Uh-huh.
And if you're like me, I don't like shaving, right? I mean, it hurts, and it's the stubble, and it's just aggravating most of the time. But this guy here, and I think this is a Larry Lieber cover, Bub.
Looks like a Larry Lieber.
That guy looks
got
like
that same gaping mouth.
Yeah,
he puts on all his covers.
Yeah. But I don't use the straight razor myself. I use the Track 2 and so forth. But this is one of those where if you've had a bad shaving day and you go to bed And this is the kind of nightmare you might have here.
Oh yeah.
Where that blade is not just to give you a nick, but it looks to me like there's a lot more force about to be coming upon him. Welcome, my friend. Ready for your day's first shave?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, pretty disturbing cover there. Oh,
For
man.
sure.
Speaking of disturbing, Bub, I don't know what to make of this morass of eyes back here. But again, the faces, Bub. Notice the barely perceptible iris there.
Yeah.
and the fingers about to go down her throat. And this guy is like, he's afraid to look back, so he's kind of looking sideways, hoping that thing is not good. Like when we were kids, we would go under the sheets thinking that would protect us.
That's protection. That's all the protection you need.
Right. But let me tell you, if this monstrosity was behind you, I don't think I would blame them for that sheer look of terror.
Well, I think they're playing in the eyes, because my guess is that more ass or less ass or whatever you call it is he's probably engulfing the people, and then the only thing that's left to be seen from them are their eyes. Like the eyes don't get digested. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Showing their eyes off, because that's what's going to be part of that monster once he's done with them.
A
and all the
monster.
eyes there are all heavily dilated.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Pupilized.
None of these guys looked like they had a good time getting in there.
Nope.
You're right about that. But cool. I really like those Charlton horror covers. They're very creative here. Here, here's one where, I was invited to. Well, my wife and I were invited to dinner the other day by a distant relative, and this is kind of like the worst case scenario here when you're invited to dinner and you're not sure about the character of the people you're eating dinner with. And in this one here, when you have a face like that where there's spittle in between the gums there.
I had a math teacher look like that once.
Right. Well, he's me too. I think the receding hairline, and apparently whatever it is they're having for dinner, it's not healthy. Very fatty or very poisonous, because all he has are skeletal remains there. And notice that this guy back here is the only one who seems to be kind of smirking there.
Yeah.
That's
wild. What a crazy cover.
Crazy stuff, right? All right, one more, and then I'll have one more after this one, and then I'm out of here.
All right.
There's the one I wanted to show you here. Again, you have like these hidden gems, even in Marvel, mostly superhero comics here.
Yeah.
But this was a mini series with he was a defender, the Gargoyle, who was actually a very kind gentleman who was cursed with this look, the leather wings, the demon-like, visage, things like that. But really nice cover here. Really, just like almost like a gray tone cover here. Very, very has a lot of depth. You have this very, very sinister looking thing up there, and then you have the real gargoyle back there, and one flying in back there.
Very gothic.
Yes, that's a very well said. Very gothic. I think this is a Sienkiewicz cover as well, but I'm not totally sure.
I don't know his mark that well.
Yeah, I don't either. Let me see if this other one has. Nope. This is a Wrightson cover right here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that is more of a classic gargoyle. He's on the parapet here. But I just thought this one here had a lot of depth to it.
Yeah, it looks good.
I don't think this one's Wrightson though. This does not look like Wrightson to me. But maybe somebody in the chat knows. All right, Bub, take it away, my friend. And I got one more round, and then I'm out of here.
All right. So probably the most modern book that will be shown this evening, although this one's fairly modern. This book just came out last week. Wow. Batman versus Bigby, A Wolf in Gotham.
Wow.
And there is a great werewolf. That's Bigby. If you know Fables, story arc. So that was a different line of comics, of course, Fables, and it was about, kind of the grim fairy tale run of folks. And so it brings all the people in fairy tale land to the same location, right?
Right. Same universe.
And has storylines within them. And the sheriff of the town is Bigby, which is kind of short for Big Bad Wolf.
Oh,
so he's clever. Big Bad, and then they all have like quasi names that are reminiscent of their real self. So he's the sheriff of that town, but he goes by Bigby, and he's the Big Bad Wolf.
Cool.
And you can tell he's in the old bat cave because look at that, the dinosaur head and the giant penny. And so
that's a really well done dinosaur, by the way. Love the scales fantastic. On that. Yeah, fabulous. And the articulation there and the jawline, really well done. Yeah, excellent.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah, excellent.
So there you go. Batman versus Bigby.
Bigby.
A wolf in Gotham. And then we'll show this one here. That's definitely a Lieber cover because it says it right there. Right there.
Lieber.
With his gaping lips. Gives everybody. They're all like bad runway models or something. Yes, John, what happened?
Oh boy. Oh boy, that's that. I like that back there. Notice you have like that kind of gothic looking building back there.
Yeah.
She's standing, being highlighted by the moonlight.
In heels.
Out
in the marsh, in heels.
This was the 70s, you had to wear heels back then. Everybody had to wear heels. Right?
He's a wolf. Cool. Oh, they're talking about the Bigby. So werewolf, a wolf among us. I know that Telltale did a video game series on that. So there's a video game made after this storyline, not this with Batman, but his storyline called A Wolf Among Us. I think that's probably what it's referring to, and I'm sure it had corresponding comics as well. And then, okay, so we got that. Cool. All right.
Yeah, I really like that one. I really like that one. That's one of the covers I may be using on Sunday.
It's nice, isn't it? I love it.
Yeah, I like it. I really do like it. It's a very very bulky monster looking wolf. It's not like
yes, very hulkish.
Very
and usually they're not that way, but yes, he's very very rough because the idea is anybody could turn into a werewolf. So even if I got like a beer gut and maybe 10, 20, 50, 60 pounds overweight, and even I could turn into a werewolf, just flock this whole thing, just totally flock me over and then send me out there. And I bet I'm only going to go after the deer that are already hurt, because I'm too tired to run after all of them. So I'm just helping with the population out there.
Oh my gosh. You could be one, you could be one of those springing predators, you don't chase the gazelle. You wait till they come into your sphere of influence and you just pounce. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious stuff.
She's moving it back in with her mother, Chris Barrett says. Tired of all this wolfing around. Kevin says, Bigby married Snow White. Now, Kevin, I wouldn't be surprised if one of those Fable series had won an award. So, and Kevin is such a loyal viewer of the show that if any of those Bigby books did win an award, he'll have pictures of those sent to me from his personal collection somewhere around midnight tonight when he hunts them down, drags them out, and says, yep, this one. That's how good he is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Oh, thanks, Don. Don J. Muth. Was John J. Muth on that Gargoyle cover. Thanks, Don.
Very nice. Thank you.
That's not an artist I would be able to recognize offhand. So thank you.
Lazy werewolf, but I'd still be. That's what I'm saying. I'll be lazy, but I'll do it, man. Fables number 50. Look at that. Kevin Taylor's already on the case. If he hasn't already bought it, I'm telling you, that guy is ravenous over those. This is my Pride and Joy werewolf cover.
Oh, yeah.
Terror Tales in the Night. Old Atlas. Of course, we go from New Atlas to Old Atlas, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Astonishing. The vampire takes a wife. Obviously, that's not right. Uh,
I think they got their monsters a bit mixed up there.
so here's what I think, Roger, and follow my logic if and you can. I know sometimes it gets a little confusing, but here's what I think happened. So obviously the writer, right, and the interior artist, they're on the same page. Wop, wop, wop. But but they're going to be on the same page, right?
Yeah,
because they're communicating. So the main story in this, the feature story, is a werewolf takes a bride. Okay, that's the main feature story of this book.
Right.
However, when the cover artist or when the cover letterer, I should say, gets this book, all that he would have is probably that, maybe that, right?
Yep.
And the art. He's not going to have on sale monthly, and he's not going to have anything to write here.
No, right.
Additionally, when the letterer gets it, would it not also have been black and white?
Yes, correct.
So the colorist gets it last. So the letterer gets it, and this is black and white. Now, you'll notice that this particular werewolf doesn't have a great deal of hair. He's kind of streamlined, you know? So potentially the letterer saw this and said, hey, that's just a werewolf. That's just a vampire.
Yep.
He's got regular hair in his head. He's got some pointy ears. He's got a bunch of teeth. He's probably just bit that poor woman on the neck. He's carrying her. Look, she lost a shoe. Heavens forbid.
Wow.
You know, he's even wearing shoes. He doesn't even have werewolf feet. He's got shoes.
Right. And I bet you vampires were much more in vogue back then than werewolves.
I would say so as well.
Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense, Bub.
So that's what I think happened with this book. I think when the letterer got to the cover, it was black and white. He maybe glossed over what the main title of it was. It's something about a bride.
Right.
And he just said, you know what? That's a vampire. A vampire takes a wife is what he wrote on there. And then the colorist, you know, they don't give a crap. They're all drunken monkeys in a barrel. And they a box of Crayolas. And they just did what they...
And the editor was like, oh, nobody's going to notice that. You know,
nobody's going to care. But you know what? The editor may have said something useful if he said, in 70 years, no one's going to care about this. And I give you the 71st year of this here publication.
It took that long to get all that.
It took that long to decode what happened over at Atlas. I'm shocked that they ever had to change their publishing ways.
Oh.
No cape. Yeah, that's true. No cape. Maybe she's draped in the cape. Ooh, the old cape draper.
Oh, yeah, not the cape is not necessary, but yeah, it usually was. Yeah, sure.
Chris says the colorists eat the crayons before using probably finger paints.
Oh man.
So,
wow.
Oh man. And then last and certainly not least, I have to give praise and thanks to my good buddy Roger.
Oh,
who sent me my favorite mag I have in my collection. A Man Who Cried Werewolf, a great Gray Morrow cover.
Oh, I love that.
Great
cover.
werewolf cover. Look at that.
Wow.
Just fantastic. Has a classic green pants, which just was the thing for the day.
Right. Just like Werewolf by Night had usually. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he knows I like my good girl art. Yeah. And look at that terrified woman with the orange hair.
Yep. And notice that the dress on the right, the strap is gone.
I had not noticed that, Roger.
I'm fine. I'm shocked you haven't, and I did.
Are you? Which that strap?
Notice her hand is there in front, but there's no strap. Notice that it's not covering the right breasticle, as you say.
Oh, I had not noticed that. Well, she's certainly scared to lose that last strap.
Yeah, that's and that's not a comics code, but you still can't, show that.
So great stuff. And thank you so much, Roger.
Yeah.
For adding that to my collection. It is a pride and joy of my collection. And this is probably my favorite werewolf comic cover. Yeah. Of course, it was just recently acquired this year. Yeah. And this is my favorite werewolf mag cover. And as you can see, I've got lots to choose from. And those two are the tops. They are the bee's knees. So thanks again, Roger.
Sure, man. When I saw that, I was like, I could only think of one person. This had to be in your collection. It's just it just had to happen. You know what I mean?
I loved it.
So
When I jumped on, I think Kenny was selling it.
yes.
And when I jumped on that auction, it had just sold. And I saw that you had got it, and I was like, "Oh man!" I was like, "Oh, I wouldn't have wanted to bid against Roger anyway." But and when I saw what it went for, I was like, "Oh, that was a steal."
It was cheap. It was a lot. It was a lot of comics actually, and it was dirt cheap. I couldn't believe I got it for that cheap. So great cover.
True deal, CB. All right, let's go to Metarog for his final foray into the furry four-legged horror freaks.
Yes. Here, this is the last peril and paper, whatever. Here.
Yeah, I like it.
This one here, I'm not sure if this is a werewolf or what it is over here, but it's bad, whatever it is.
No, it's a monster for sure. It looks werewolfy.
Yeah, it looks werewolfy. You're right, but I'm not sure. I'm not exactly sure. But this is one of those, like, there's no good way, there's no way out here. There's no option for her to escape, right? You have this, Lovecraftian kind of tentacled monster coming out of the water there, and she's running towards that. And notice he does talk here. So he has intelligence. Closer, come just another step closer. So
yeah. He's very impatient, though. It seems like he's not going to be able to hold on to.
Yeah,
to it right there.
Well, she is a, probably a quite a choice morsel for him. So. So yeah,
I would agree.
Yeah, right. You're too much. I think this here is this a Plug or a Bruner? God, I think it's a Bruner. So again,
it could be. They did a couple of covers together. I think they call them Prugers.
Prugers. I got to
could be a Pruger.
Yeah, I got to remember that. But this is one of those. This really has a lot of horror elements because the Doctor Strange here is. Obviously he's under this, whatever this is. I'm not sure what like a Stonehenge thing. I'm not sure what that is. And then above him is this really diabolical looking demon gargoyle thing.
Oh yeah.
In red. So, since he's red, we know he's like got evil intentions.
Evil.
And he says, the spell is spoken. The die is cast. Now no living thing remains to menace world or wizard. Well,
look at that.
I don't think
Starlin. We've got Brett Bauman's calling it for Starlin.
Starlin. Okay, that makes sense. The Starfield here does look like Starlin-esque. Yeah, that's true. So maybe this is an unliving being, but he does say here, no living thing. So that must be the undead or the unliving thing. Anyway, all right. Last two ladies covers here for you, Bub. I picked these out for you. Gray Man's not here, but I would just make note that down there, I don't think it's going to focus, but that's the Necromonicon right there.
Oh yeah, right? Nice.
Yeah, and of course you got the skull candle, and of course you have this lady here with perfect placement of that hair.
I would call it imperfect placement, but go on.
And then if you just saw that, you're not, oh well, it doesn't look too bad, but then you pan out and you see that thing behind her.
Yeah, and it looks like he is marionette puppeting her, like he is causing those movements to draw you near.
Right,
and he waits to strike.
Huge figure back here.
Yes, like he's using her as bait to get you to come in. Yeah. And he's probably been doing this for centuries and centuries and centuries, knows exactly what to do. Some might even call him a master baiter.
Oh, jeez.
What happened?
That's 2 words, right? 2
words. 2 words. Gotcha. Yes, she's the bait. He's been baiting for years. He is probably a master baiter.
Gotcha. Yep. Right. Well, let's make sure we keep a pause in between those two. And lastly,
I will keep my pause in between.
And lastly is this Marvel Preview magazine. Looks to me like this is a Larkin cover. Let me see if I can focus in on that. Is that a Bob Larkin? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a Bob Larkin cover.
The old Bob Larkin.
Yeah, that's a Bob Larkin. And this is really cool, Bub. First of all, look at this guy here. I remember she's a succubus, right? So obviously this guy, his soul is gone and he is melting before her.
My goodness.
On his knees. Okay, so, female domination of man there, right? And then, of course, you have the figure of Satana, very sultry. You have the pink or magenta hair flowing. You have the arms.
And it's kind of lively, almost, octopusian.
That's right. A very nice observation. And then you have the goat fur there on the calves.
Do we know that it's goat?
Well, I don't know. I'm assuming.
I was going to go with yak.
Yak. Well, it could be, I suppose. But, and then of course you have the bare midriff and the not the upper part there, but there's nothing on the bottom there to hold up.
Nothing on the bottom.
I don't know how gravity works here in this realm here, but that doesn't look like it would work too well. And then in the background you have that huge figure of no iris demonic goat head or whatever. I don't know what that is. Some kind of obviously very, very evil apparition in the background. Really, really cool.
I think his name is Carlos, isn't it?
Carlos. Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, Carlos Satana.
Oh,
it's our uncle coming in off the boat, Carlos Satana.
But this guy here to me is such a throwback to those 50 horror comics, with the melting face and the.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
I guess they couldn't show like the skeletal parts, but you can tell that this is just reeks of 50s horror. And that, my friend, is the last for me tonight.
All right, fantastic. All right, I think we pulled it out. I don't know why it was stuck in there so well, but we got it pulled out. Way to go.
Oh, man.
All right. Well, DS sends his apologies for not being able to join us this evening. This is his favorite of our shows, I'm sure.
I know. I miss him so bad.
Yeah. But he promises to get his work situation worked out. And also there have been some people that have been requested to be on the show. I just trying to give, unless you've been on the show before, I'm trying to give people when they come on for the first time, the full experience of getting to interact with me, Roger, and especially DS as well. So I usually won't book a third person in replacement of another person unless they've been on the show before with all of us. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense. I get it.
Trying. I feel like they get slighted out of the full experience.
Yeah, I get it.
So, all right. So I spent too much time with the comments. Yeah, that's always true. Yes, I know. There's so much. I think last year he opened up some cards too. He had some Rights and Horror cards last year. So he'll be back. He promises. And what do you got coming up on your Dem Dare Fine channel and or any of the channels in which you'll be gracing? You already plugged Night Tiger, but if you need to plug him again to stroke his ego, just let me know.
Well, that's on Halloween night at 8:00 on Night Tiger's channel. And we're going to
Sunday, right? Sunday.
Right, Sunday. So I think we're going to be joined by a Instagrammer who has an amazing collection. So, if you're not there for me, you're not there for Night Tiger, you'll want to see what this guy has, right? Because it's amazing stuff. And of course I got the last regular roundup on Thursday. And then that's it for me for this weekend.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Still lots going on. I don't have anything coming up that I'm aware of. No one's invited me to nothing. I don't know. I stay pretty busy on here, so it's okay to take a break every now and then.
Oh yeah.
I have a couple of things to film, a couple of things put out. I have a special Halloween record I want to get recorded and to play hopefully Saturday or so. And then I have I've got a vinyl haul I need to do for vinyl records. I uploaded a video game clip this morning, which I mean, those never get a lot of views, but they get views from other people, like random type people pop up, I don't know if they've searched it or whatever. So it's always nice to get in touch with some other type of viewers,
Yeah, I saw it. The Batmobile playing soccer. I saw it.
Yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it was
So
fun.
I'll do a few more of those car highlights for the Rocket League. I've got a couple of the movie cars to show off,
Cool.
and a few more. I've got a few more games I'd like to show off. So there'll be a few more things to do. And then if I'm backed up on my comic hauls, I've got still have a probably 3 hauls to even film and release. So one will be coming out at least Wednesday, and I might have to double up my efforts and start putting out a video a day all week long that I haven't filmed any of them yet. So that's tall talk. But we'll see what we can get done. So anyway, so that's what's going on in old Bub's world. Other than that, not much. And of course, we'll be back next week. Well, we should be back next week for No Faces Comic Chat. No promises, or we'll be here or your money back, but you didn't pay nothing. So, you get what you pay for too. We'll throw that in there too. All right. Well, Roger, what do you want to tell them there, fine folks at home?
All right, folks, be careful out there this weekend if you're going out. But remember to be kind to everybody, be blessed, and be back here and on my channel.
That's right. Count Von Strange showed up. He said, "What's good?" And we'll say our taglines, because you know what else is good? Rewinding and watching the whole thing. Sorry we missed you, buddy. We'll catch you next time. Come see us next week. Remember to read a comic and don't apologize for the glare. Bye-bye.